Vanilla, Guardian of Judgment, Chapter 3, Desire. Welcome, Lynx here, and we shall continue and see what the next chapter has for us. I had the same dream as before. A dream that whittled away my very core. It's my fault. A girl whispered this alone in the darkness. Her head lowered in grief, tears poured down her cheeks, she wept openly. Emotions burst from her more than I'd ever seen. Sorry, I'm so sorry, I hurt you. Don't go. You can't go there. The girl broke out into a walk. I chased her in a hurry. Everything went by in a slow motion, she kept moving forward. I followed her, pace slow. My bed drenched itself in sweat. If I let her go, I would regret all over again. I couldn't lose the most important thing to me again. That's actually what I have when it comes to nightmares. A lot of times. Except for the fact I can't catch up. I knew that she was important. More important than my own life. She was so incredibly important to me. I couldn't remember her name, but I knew that much. No matter how hard I struggled, I couldn't reach her. Why? Why? Determined, I reached my hand out, but my hand came up empty. Of course, after all, this was the past. This was a fair off memory of mine. Well, for me it's not really the past, but whatever. I knew it in my head that this hand of mine wouldn't have been able to grab anything. Not then, not now. My hands fruitlessly grasped air. Nothing. There was nothing left. I knew that it was too late. I knew it all. It's because I knew that this sadness waved like a rock in my stomach. I was aware of the fact that I was a fool. I knew that I could never go back to that moment. It was too late to regret. I didn't want to see such a thing after all of this. Would you go out with me? Huh? I was on the school roof. It was one of those common scenes. The kind where you suddenly receive a love confession. Huh? Wait, isn't this Lilith? Oi. Oi. Don't tell me he actually knew all three of them. Maybe all four of them. I hope he wasn't the guy in the previous chapter for... I really hope it wasn't him. It was clear that I was being teased or led on, because it was me. I was pretty. Oh, it's you talking, oh my god. About your story. For a second I thought it was still his dream. Wait, probably it is still his dream, but... I thought she was confessing to him in the past. Oh my god. Yes, she's pretty. And has a nice body, that's true. I wasn't even wearing a lot of makeup. Good, that's the correct way. I had a good base, so I covered it up. I lived in a completely different world from the rest of the uglies. I knew the best that I was the cutest. That's a weird way of thinking. But she is, yeah. That was why being confessed to by boys wasn't anything new. I wouldn't get surprised. I couldn't even remember how many boys I had gone out with. Essentially, I was a natural heartbreaker. It happened a month into attending college. I was always bored. I just broken up with the guy I was with at the time, and I just cut ties with my sugar daddy. What? I was wondering where I find someone I could conveniently use. I didn't have to search to find one, for it was around that time that I stumbled upon a flyer for the videography club. The meat of it was picking apart films and making them too, I guess. It was obviously boring. If I was honest, I didn't care in the least about video, and especially not making videos. That stuff just sounded like a pain in the ass. I have a very bad feeling about this already. And about that club. And what kind of videos they might want to do if they get her into joining there. But at the time, so I said join a whim. I could stop going if it was too boring. I mean, given the first story, I'm worried that, yeah. And when I showed up, all the club members were dudes. Basically, I was the only girl. The club didn't have any lookers, but I wasn't prejudiced against those who gave me attention. That's what was in my mind at the time. Anyway, and straight away I got my first confession. Okay, let's go out. Actually, no. Okay, let's go out. I happily gave him the yes. I mean, I didn't have a boyfriend or a sugar daddy, so I thought it was perfect. I'd give him a shot. Really? Thank you. I'm so happy. I didn't think I would date a girl as pretty as you. Well then, could I call you by your first name? Really? Yeah, call me however you want. The guy surprised, flashed his ugly face and got shy. He must have been really happy to go out with me. He was like a kid. It was too funny. Ignoring the rejoicing ugly beside me, I was thinking about how he had to be a virgin. Something stupid like that. He was so low level to be over the moon just dating me. Virgins were so pitiful, I thought. There is some truth to that. Especially over there. I mean, I'm pretty sure in the chapter 2 he was as well. And, well, that was pathetic, what he tried to do there. Anyway, it was breakfast time. Lilith, Soyo, and me. None of us said a word. A silence surrounded the entire room we were in. Sima wasn't here, not anywhere in the castle. Soyo and Lilith seemed shocked at that reality. They searched for her in a hurry, faces ashen. Faces ashen. They looked around for her last night too, but they weren't able to find her. It was the obvious response, after suddenly losing the person who held everyone together. It wouldn't be a surprise if they were shaken. She had been the mood maker here. It was an easy conclusion that Soyo and Lilith both liked her. A nervous atmosphere had overtaken the castle with her gone. It felt as if we lost something that held us together. The two of them didn't know I was the cause of it all. My crime has gone unnoticed. Just where has Sima gone to? Without her I feel uneasy. It was Soyo who broke the long silence. With an anxious expression she spoke at the table. Even with Sima gone, we'll still keep living on as usual. You get that right? There was no kindness in their conversation. I felt more thorns in Lilith's speech than normal. The silence blanketed us all. I couldn't say a thing. If I slipped my mouth even a little bit, would the girl suspect me and look down on me? What will happen to us from now on? Will we disappear as well? Huh? Oh, come on! Shut up and quit brooding! You think you're the only one sat here wrong as hell! Lilith rose her voice and stood, annoyed at Soyo's whisperings to herself. I'm uneasy too. I'm sad that Sima's gone too, and I don't even know what this place is and why we are here. We're just gonna disappear in a world we don't understand, while not knowing anything, just like Sima. My apologies. I'm sorry. You're mistaken. I did not mean to. Both Soyo and I instinctively shrank at Lilith's anger. But I had to muster the courage. I had to step in. For some reason I felt that way. I had to protect Soyo from the irrational jeering. I had to. If I didn't, I would. Please stop fighting. You said too much, Lilith. Here. Let's go with first option. I want to say second, but... What? Blanco? You gonna side with her? Ah, okay. I'm the villain here, isn't that right? Come on, I said just so we don't fight. Liv grew into more hysterics at my words. Of course, that happened. I threw grease onto the fire, but I did regret trying to stop her.
Please stop. I'm begging you. Blanco isn't at fault. Whatever. I don't care anymore. You guys can play house by yourselves.
Yeah. Leaf, led by her anger, shouted at us and left the room. After her exit, a silence like the aftermath of a storm remained.
Blanco? My apologies. It was my fault that Lilith became so angry.
Don't worry about it. It's not your fault. I'm gonna say that it wasn't her fault.
I'm sorry. You didn't worry to force yourself to worry about someone such as myself.
Hey, what are you talking about? Of course I'm worried. That's right, Sima's disappearance wasn't Soyo or Lily's fault. The both of them were guiltless. There was no reason for them to fight. The one who caused the big change was undoubtedly me. Sort of. Technically it was the game who decided that kind of way. The first guy I had dated at the club. Was called Ando. He was withdrawn, had a small voice and seemed pessimistic. To be honest, he looked like a total doormat. Yet he was the first of the uglies to confess to me. Well, the whole bunch of them seemed like a gloomy, nerdy bunch, so it was a shock to me. I mean, if you wanna tell someone how you feel about them, you gotta be pretty brave. For I hadn't ever confessed to anyone myself. I mean, then again, can you really confess so fast? What kind of movie do you wanna see today? Let's watch the one you want to see. Today I came to the theater with the guy. I didn't really watch movies much and I couldn't stay awake for the long ones or cheesy romantic films. I guess you could say I was alright as long as I had caramel corn. Caramel, no. Why were sweets so damn good?
Oh, I don't really have one. I wanna see. You can choose.
There was only one reason I came with Ando here on the day-to-day. Cause he'd pay for everything. That was the only reason. He had a part-time job and had the money. I thought I might get him to buy me a brand name Buck on the way back. I mean, he might. He might. Okay, well, let's watch this one then. Ando chose the big hit romance movie that was currently showing. Ugh, this guy. He had an ugly face and liked the sugary sweet stuff too. Gross! Those kinds of half-assed and lukewarm tear-jerkers were boring. I wondered if I should sleep in the theater. Was my smile too judging? The only thing I looked for in guys was money. I had it in their hearts. I knew that it was considered cold by most, and I knew that it was against what society deemed okay. But this was how I lived. No matter what other people said, I probably didn't have what people called love and passion. I couldn't love another. It seems stupid to live life head on. You just get depressed when you do your best and get nothing in return. I don't want to go through the trouble. Huh. Interesting. I'm actually opposite of her, kind of. What time was it? How long had it been since breakfast? I laid on my bed looking blankly at the wall. Actually, come to think of it, time maybe didn't exist in this world in the first place. But in the end, it wasn't worth thinking about it. Nothing took on meaning here. It's the same for questions like, where am I? Who am I? Why am I here? Or, why was this place created? Or, how long has it been since Sima disappeared? Why did she disappear? The question just barged me. I want to believe I was guiltless. Sima disappeared. No, she might have died because of me? Don't worry, it wasn't death. Because I was selfish and couldn't even forgive her. Now, if you watched the previous episode, you know that was not true. My true choice was different. As a result, I made Soy and Lilith anxious, and I made the relationship between the two of them strained. If you want to know what the older choice led to, you can check the video. What should I do from now on? A sound? No, it was weeping. I hope it's not a weeping angel. This time, I heard it for sure. It was a girl's voice. From where? I heard a murmuring from behind the wall. In order to find the source, I cautiously stepped out of my room into the corridor. The corridor was quiet. The faint sound I heard was from behind a door that was slightly ajar. It was Lilith's room. What was she doing in there? I almost instinctively peeked inside, but then remembered how angry Lilith had been and paused. I tried my best to be sneaky and without breathing so as not to be noticed. I peeked inside. And I was taken back by the strange scene before me. I can't show this! I was utterly speechless. I couldn't look away. What was she doing, you ask? I won't tell you. And after all that happened. And she was in the room right next to mine. Thinking it wouldn't look, I averted my eyes. Why did she call my name? Why did she said Blanco? Seriously, what? I didn't think I heard her wrong. Blanco. That was supposedly me. After she stormed out, she didn't eat and just stayed in her room. The whole time. And the guy she was fantasizing about was me. Yo, that's wonderful for. I mean, hey, wouldn't you want to hear that from someone?
Yeah, I was doing that and was fantasizing about you.
No way, but I wouldn't complain. I mean, unless it was some ugly hug, but yeah. Rather than not understand, I was bewildered. Did she ever show any affection for me up to this point? The uppity Lilith, like me. She hadn't shown me a milligram of liking. No. She even acted rude to me. Then what was this? Was I asleep or something? I snapped back to reality when she made a noise. What would have been the right thing to do in this situation? Should I have left and told Soy about this? No! There likely wasn't the right answer, I thought that, but I decided to leave.
Just knock on the door!
But I accidentally made a sound doing it. Oh my god!
Huh?
Liv had noticed, ran to the door in a hurry. As soon as she saw me, her face turned bright red.
Blanco! You saw that, didn't you? I'll kill you. I'll kill you right here, right now.
I saw nothing. I was just passing by, Otter. Okay, so I saw nothing will indicate that we actually saw something. Right? So we are going. I was just passing by. What are you talking about?
Don't lie. The hell? What the hell is wrong with you? You make a fool of me. Jesus, you piss me off. Go die. Trash. Shit face. I hate you. I hate you more than anything in this whole goddamn world.
Ow! Something smacked me in the stomach and I began to lose consciousness. She had kicked me.
Huh? Wait. Hey, this is a joke. I really... Hey, come on. No, why?
My sight blurred and faded. Rest in peace, Blanco. Really, I like... It was after that, one after another, each of the club guys started confessing to her. Well, I knew it would happen from the beginning.
That's funny. I like you too, actually. Why don't we go out?
It was a pain to think of the logistics, so I decided just date them all. At the same time, that sounds freaking dangerous. It would be bad if any of them started fighting. I owed them all not to mention the relationship with me, so I didn't need to worry. I got more wallets to call on, so things worked out for me. They were gullible. Too gullible, sorry. Why were men so gullible? I'll tell you. Because when we fall with entire heart and body and soul and so on. No, but those guys seem pathetic as heck. I could just pretend to be like them, and then they'd be wrapped around my finger right away, and they'd all blush. Was I cheating? Was I betraying Ando? It would be boring to think about something like that. First of all, was there anything to get from being stuck in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship? What do you mean stuck? I didn't get it. Oh, it's the peer phone. I looked at my phone lying on my bed. On the screen was all the text I'd gotten from the club boys.
Tamura and Ando, they are all too gullible. Their faces are gross too. They all act how I want them to. It's hilarious.
I snorted. I knew to hold my laughter in. My family could probably hear from outside my room, but I didn't care. I didn't care what my mom or dad thought. I laughed when I wanted to, I cried when I wanted to, and I treated people like idiots when I wanted to. I was just honest to who I was. Then again, I mean, treating people like that kinda sucks. But at the same time, I mean, those guys are kinda meh. I mean, come on. If the girl tells you, no, don't tell anyone about relationship or the other guys in the club. Come on. How can you not notice there is something suspicious, right? Okay. Was that such a bad thing? Yeah. On the other hand, I mean, it's a harsh way, but if you would look at the positive aspects of her wrongdoings or doings just in general here, it would be a harsh lesson to the guys to, you know, don't be like they are when it comes to women. Anyway, it's dumb as hell.
It's dumb as hell to work hard and try to achieve something. It's stupid and I don't like it. It's a pain to...
Since I was born, I got everything I wanted. I had more than enough man who would gladly fulfill my desires. If I needed money, I'd get some guy to open his wallet for me.
I love you more than anything, Riri. Let's stay together forever.
Even after you graduate. Ando sent me a gross text. I love you more than anything.
Love? I don't need love. That kind of thing's lost on me. You're finally up? Gee, don't scare me like that.
When I opened my eyes, Lilith was there. It seemed that I had lost consciousness. If I was right, Lilith had kicked me in the stomach with all her strength and I passed out. Did she nurse me? For she was the one who knocked me out in the first place. If so, what a weird scene.
This isn't what it looks like. It's not like I did it for you. You see, I knocked you out, so I was just taking responsibility. Sorry I kicked you like that. It hurt, right?
Yeah, she's a tsundere. No mistake about that.
True. So, do you remember? You saw what I was doing before, right?
Yeah. Okay. Are you a pervert if you do an option 1? No, you aren't. It's a natural thing. Let's go.
Forget it already! Please, don't tell Soya no matter what, alright? If she knew that after I left and shut up in my room, I was feeling myself, it would look bad for me.
Well, obviously, nobody would be able to admit that they do so by themselves the whole time after the serious amount of steer we'd been in. I didn't respond and a silence fell between us.
Hey, could you listen to a story of mine? I don't mean it as an excuse, but...
Oh boy. Here we go again. What was she gonna say at a time like this? No matter what she came up with, I felt like she couldn't break the self-assured, perverted, tsundere older woman image she'd built up.
What's with that suspicious look? I get that saying that isn't really like me. You see, I get some urges more than the average girl. Maybe even more than guys do. That's why I have to do this every night. It's weird, right? I'm a weirdo, aren't I?
Hey, I mean... It's you. Okay, where is it? Are you playing around? Poop. What did she say, by the way? It's weird, I'm a weirdo. Okay, what is the punchline?
I'm not joking. I'm telling the truth, idiot. I'm being serious here.
It would be normal if she was a pubescent boy, but did that stuff happen to girls? Yeah? I was caught speechless at admission that she wasn't joking. I began to doubt her sanity.
I noticed when I was in college. I was in a club, you see, and I dated everyone in there. I was doing it with all the club members. I was with 4 guys at once.
Oh my god. Spare me the details like that.
Guys are gullible, stupid, right? It just takes a little attention to get them falling over my feet. And see, I'm pretty, aren't I? No, I'm not showing off, so I don't have to do anything. And still the guys keep coming. It was easy. So, I didn't need to be worried about getting them. It was convenient. The guys were guys, and I had to play around anyway. And I kept up the relationships with them, and after that
She stopped speaking and became quiet. Did she remember something she didn't want to? Oh, the last space here. Okay, save! You're looking pale. What's wrong? You're looking pale. She's not for, but...
Hey, do you not like me?
The sudden topic changed. It caught me by surprise. I looked away from Lilith. My heart skipped a beat at the serious look on her face.
I just might like you. Wait, no. Am I in love? Or is it a crush? I don't know. I can't say it in a word.
If I was honest, I didn't feel like responding to her feelings after all of this. I already was nursing the wounds to my mind. Why did she bring love into the equation?
I just got here, you know. I know. I didn't even know myself. Am I just lasting for you? Hey, tell me.
In the time it took me to think up a reply, Lily grew more and more agitated.
I want to have a relationship, you so bad. What do I got to do? Feeling what she's doing is not enough anymore. I'm weird. I'm fat in the head, and I'm like this. Hey, don't you think so too? That's enough. Erase me. Erase me right here, right now.
I had no words for the woman going mad before me. It was a matter of time, for me and for Lilith. And for Soyo? We're forced to live in a strange place and live a strange life, not knowing who we were. And we lost the friend we made here.
I don't get it. I was killed by that guy.
Huh?
I know that much. I mean, I remember it all.
I couldn't do a thing. I was powerless. I couldn't help her. I could only silently pat her on the shoulder. It gave me a strange sense of déjà vu. I had done this for someone once before. Who? I didn't remember. I couldn't recall.
But I'm here. I'm alive and right here. Just what is this world?
A world beyond human understanding. We suddenly lost ourselves here. It seemed like heaven, yet now it was hell. We lost our light and were unable to return. Consoling the sobbing Liv, I thought darker and darker thoughts. I couldn't look at her, so I left the room. Huh. Interesting. Fucking bastard. When she awoke, it was in a gloomy hall. She didn't understand what had happened to her at first. It took Ando's appearance for her to finally grasp the situation. I see the way clearly.
I'm going to keep you here, huh? So you can run away, then we can stay together forever.
That's pathetic, Ando. Her arms and legs were both tied down, and she could not move an inch.
No. What the hell is this?
She tried to raise her voice, but in that dark grave, only rasping groans escaped her lips to echo around her. Her voice couldn't possibly reach the outside world.
I won't let you see the other guys anymore. It might be hard, but try to understand. If I don't do this, I'd have to share you with other men, wouldn't I?
Dude, just break up. What is wrong with you?
Hey, why are you doing this? You said you like me. I don't get it. What did you do? I do. No, stop. Let me out. Let me go home.
Don't you understand, really?
I've enough of this. I want to go home. I don't want to be here forever. It's dirty and smelly and gross.
You cheated on me, did you? Not on me, but Kaoru and everyone else, right? How many of us were you dating? It does matter.
That does matter. I can date who I want.
How can you say that? You're my girlfriend, really. You can't do that. I was the first one to date you, you know? You awfully betrayed my feelings for you. I was serious about you. I loved you from the bottom of my heart.
How could this guy say that? Yeah, sorry, but this is not love.
Did you have fun playing with our hearts and using our wallets and bodies? Did you really find the fun, huh? Did you find that fulfilling, huh?
This guy was a different breed. His values and world view were all off. He was a creep. His words were especially jarring. Yeah, I mean, this is the, I guess, scary part you can end up if you try doing what she was doing, right? You might actually get a run into a psycho. After all, I didn't need love or a heart.
I'm fine with that. If I'm having gone, then I'm okay with that.
I don't want that. I want to keep my partner's love all to myself. I don't want you to look at other guys. I want to be loved as much as I love you.
Okay, I understand those words, but what you're doing is fucked up. Something dark fell on me. It took a bit to realize that it was dirt. What? Don't tell me.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? You got dirt in my mouth.
Ando continued, ignoring her under a shovelful of dirt landed on her. Is he fucking burying her alive? What the fuck?
You gotta be kidding me. Hey, you can't pass this off as some kind of joke.
Ando didn't speak. In place of his words, the dirt fell upon her.
Quit it. This is... No, please stop. I'll do everything. Stop already. Please, please, please. I'm getting you.
It would mean nothing to apologize at this point. Her pleas fell on deaf ears. Dirt rained down as if to show his stubborn will.
No, I don't wanna die. No, 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 no.
It was as if her words went in one ear and out the other. Dirt continued to fall mercilessly down. What led her to this unfortunate ending? Was it her selfishness or passion? Tears welled up in her beautiful blue eyes. It had been years since she had last cried. She hadn't suffered the least in her life up until then. She likely hadn't had any difficulties either. She was simply a wilted beacon of desire. Her writhing body, covered in dirt, eventually became... Soon, she lost her vision behind the curtain of earth falling down.
Fuck. This guy was mental.
Oh my god. We have to hunt him down. Okay. I learned once more how powerless I was. I learned that no matter how far I reached, there were pasts that I couldn't get back. That the things you've lost won't ever return. I didn't know the gears that keep this world ticking. I don't know its rules either. No, I actually knew a little bit. I lied. It was unfair. I didn't want to admit there was a life I could have saved.
Blanco, I can't seem to find Lilith anywhere. Did you happen to see anything?
Sawyer ran to me in a hurry. According to her, Lilith was missing. Apparently, she had come to her room to bring her lunch. When she saw the door was open, she peeked inside. Her room was empty, and when she reached the castle for her, she couldn't find her.
Could she have gone into the forest? She must have said if you enter the forest, you will never return.
The forest. Did she mean the one I had come from? It was true that forest was precipitous. There was no certainty that one could leave once entering. It was a mere miracle that I could reach the garden when I did. Why would she go in there all by herself? Did she lose hope in this world, or was she searching for Sima? It wasn't an impossibility. She loved her.
We'll be too late, Blanco. We must search for Lilith.
Let's look for her. I'm not going to look. Oh yeah, this was the last save, right? Tick. I'm going to follow my own desire. I'm gonna look. It will be a bad decision, probably.
I knew you would say that, Blanco.
That's right, I couldn't stop myself here. If I didn't look for Lilith now, I would surely regret it. I'd ask myself why I didn't later on. Like I had with Sima. I could lose Lilith on top of Sima. I couldn't afford to be at a standstill. I heard we saw you outside the castle grounds. We searched the area and did not see any open doors. Was it safe to assume she had entered the forest? Lilith, where had she gone? What was she doing? Why did she have to cause us this much worry? Don't just go off on your own like that.
Lilith, I believe she went into the forest after all. Would it be wise to go inside after her?
I'll go. Wait here, Soya. I mean, it's basically the same choice. I'll go.
Huh? I couldn't. You must go alone, Blanco. I will go with you. Please let me join you. Another thing. I would like to stay here. All by myself.
I mean, Lilith could come back while we are searching.
Blanco.
I admonished that he saw and began my way into the thick forest. It felt the same as how it had been when I first came here. The ground was muddy and the forest was dark. If I wasn't careful, my mind would succumb to despair. I could feel death right by my side. Where was she? Where were you? Lilith? I wandered into the forest without direction. Was there hope to be found in this search? I wondered if it would have been better to secure a lifeline or some other protection. I began thinking that after the fact. What had Lilith been thinking? Was she enacting revenge against us? Or was she trying to off herself? Had she gotten fed up with her own desire? I didn't know what had led Lilith into this forest. I had to find her and ask her myself. How long had I walked? I had become fatigued and was breathing hard. I felt as if death was before my very eyes. The fatigue set into my bones, and just when I decided to stop walking, a white light shone into my eyes.
Huh?
Lilith was there, underneath the white sunlight that shone through the tree leaves. I'd expect her to shout at me like usual, but instead she leapt into my arms with a sad look.
Blanco, it was so scary here. Why did you come? You can't leave when you come here. You know that, don't ya?
I thought I would see you again. I finally found you.
I'm going to say...
I thought I wouldn't see you again.
Huh? Here you don't chase after those who leave, right? So why did you... You're a moron.
Her words were angry, yet Lilith had a lonely smile on her face, tears in her eyes. It was only for a short time we could rejoice in our reunion. We wandered our way around the forest without knowing the road home. How many times had the sun risen and fallen? What was Soya doing? Was she still looking for us? Sima said that if you enter the forest you will never return. Her words had become truth. Likely we would never leave this forest again. Both Lilith and I continued to walk without food or drink, yet the forest showed no sign of giving way to the castle. Lilith and I were riddled with wounds. Eventually we became so exhausted we could no longer move. We both collapsed at the base of a large tree, holding each other's hands.
Hey Blanco, there's something I still haven't told you. Wanna hear it?
I mean, saying what is kinda rude. I would like to ask, like, what is it? Yeah?
I was probably desperate. I was remembering how things had been my fault in the past and other bad things. And I couldn't forgive myself. My thoughts were all screwed up. So, I gave up. I wanted to give it all up. And I remembered Sima said that you can't leave this forest. So I came here on my own. It was lonely. I was all alone. In the cold. I had me paying attention to the happiness that was right in front of me. That there were people who'd answer to whatever damn thing I had to say. That there were people who had big enough hearts to accept me. Guess it was because you all were so close that I didn't realize. I'm an idiot. Sorry, Soyo. I knew that she left me food in front of my door that day. Maybe she's mad at me.
She isn't. She's worried. She's not mad.
Oh. I guess we won't see each other anymore. I won't ever see her again. I should have faced her myself and apologized. Man, I'm an idiot.
She closed her eyes and paused for a breath, then continued.
When I saw you, it actually lifted up my spirits. I was surprised you came. It made me happy. I really must like you. Now I get it. I think this is the real deal. Now that my lust isn't in my way, I mean, I don't have the energy for anything.
To get a confession at a time like this, it was like a drama or a novel. This time I knew the love was real. It wasn't lust or a misattribution or of arousal. It was from the bottom of her heart that she loved me for who I was.
I guess we're gonna die soon, huh?
I want to believe that the search I dedicated myself to had meant something. That I had helped Liv think more positively than before.
Don't let go of my hand, Blanco. Always and forever. Keep holding on.
I must have loved Liv too. That's why I could make the decision. I wanted to protect her.
Blanco. Sorry.
Liv had noticed her own crimes. She then had a change of heart and accepted herself, but it was all too late.
Thank you.
It was too late for me to reply. She had already met her end. Her eyes were still slightly open. A single tear trailed down her cheek. I had no more strength left in me. The memories that had been etched into my being were slowly fading. I was losing my grip on my past. I was forgetting everything. Oh, I see. This was what it meant to die. Bad end. Moratorium. I thought so. The choices I make over here lead to bad ends. Okay, let's check out the... Not the bad end. It was here, right? No, it was not this option. Was it here? No, it was not here. Here? Yep. So I guess we have to go. I'm not going to look. I recommend not following those who attempt to leave. The girl in white surfaced in my mind. Those words had come from the first day I've arrived here. I shouldn't follow those who leave. It was logical. If Liv chooses to leave us on her own will, it would be trouble for us to get involved. She could possibly not want us to go after her. It would be self-centered to stop that. It might be important to consider her decision. I forced myself to hold back my worry about Liv's situation and shook my head.
That is... No, this mustn't. Even Liv has... No, no.
Soya's shoulders fell in despair, having read the determination on my face.
I still haven't apologized to Liv. I want to say sorry for yesterday. And yet...
It wasn't Soya's fault, so she didn't need to feel guilty. Liv chose to leave us behind. As a result, I chose not to chase after her. Let's walk our different paths, but that wouldn't undo things. What she gave me, her clumsy kindness, and her smile, I wouldn't forget. Thank you, and goodbye. It was all my fault. It happened again. My choices made her disappear. It was my fault that Liv was nowhere to be found. The way things were. Wasn't it the same as her tossing me aside? It was because of me that Sima and Liv had went away. It had been my decision, but the aftertaste was bitter. There was somewhere inside myself I was still wishing for them to pop out from nowhere. I had to carry my new crimes on these shoulders and stand alone. My conscience torturing me with knowledge of my sins. I carried my heavy feet around the castle. Where could I go? I had nowhere to run to. I had to live my life out here. I had no other option. Would I disappear just like these two had someday? I didn't want to disappear. I didn't want to become nothing. I kept walking, my mind blank. I was unsteady on my feet. I was drowning in a scene that was myself and struggling. I couldn't smile like I could before. And here I chose all this. I chose to throw her aside. I could go back. Even if I made a mistake, life cruelly continued. My feet stopped in front of the staircase to the terrace. If I climb these steps, would she be at the top? The pale girl who said that she would allow me to do whatever I liked? That mysterious girl who said I would always be free of guilt. I began to take myself up the stairs, as if I was being called from above. It was as if I was expecting to find her and be consoled. I was being naive. Her presence was sweet, like honey. Was it for? She stood there on the terrace that let you drink in this world's beautiful scenery. Her long white hair blew in the wind as she gazed above.
What troubles you so?
Would she forgive me? Me, who had laid my hands not just one, but two people's lives.
I have told you this. In this place you are absolved of all your crimes. You need not to feel the burden of your sins, as you are free to do as you please.
Yeah, I had waited for those words. She would forgive me. I was being unfair. I was hoping that by someone telling me I was guiltless, I would feel just a little better. I was trying to set aside the fact that I'd tossed Lilith aside.
And you need not mourn. She had chosen her own path.
Vania's words were ominous as always, but she gave me the forgiveness I sought. The way she did it was, almost, as if she were sneering down upon me, who had been tarnished in sin. Huh. I was about to lose consciousness. There was no one who'd come help. Of course not. Cause I'd pushed everyone away. I chose to be a loner. I guess that's how things were. I knew it would end up like this, but the predictable finale still made me sad. I still thirsted for something, collapsing. I drew up and shriveled under the weight of the thirst of something I couldn't sate myself. I could no longer move. I thought that I liked to at least feel good before I kicked the bucket, but that didn't happen for me either. I'm sure I was hard to look at. I'd learned to do stuff in middle school. Nothing satisfied me. No man could steal my heart. Loveless affection, words without feeling. It was lonely, it was boring, and it was frustrating. I didn't need empty love. I didn't want that. I wanted anyone really to understand me fully. If I was loved, if the love of another reached my heart, it would shrivel and die. It felt good to wet my dried heart on my own. It wasn't satisfying, but it kept me from the edge, at least until I would find someone who understood me. It wasn't enough, I needed more. And soon enough I started treating people like they were stupid. I hurt people without a second thought. My fraying heart began to drive the land that surrounded it. I suddenly noticed the flower that bloomed before me.
This flower?
It was the flower Sima had been growing, wasn't it? If I remembered right, it was the flower that grew in heaven, according to her. Now I felt like I couldn't understand why she tried so hard to keep it alive. You wanted to believe that this was heaven, right? You wanted to change this hell that withered gardenias into heaven by your own hands, didn't you? You tried all by yourself to do something as incredible as that, didn't you? I knew you wanted to believe that we arrived at heaven. If you had suffered in life trying your best, you wouldn't want the path to lead to hell, huh? I always was laughing. Ow. I always was laughing, making someone else out to be a fool. I made you out to be a fool, Sima. Even if you always tried your best. I did the same to Anto and the others I cheated on too. But you see, even if you tried, it won't happen. You'll never get back what you put in. That was why I put the people who worked hard down. I want to show them that it was pointless to try. I thought it was ugly when people tried hard. But was that truly the truth?
Maybe you're right, Sima. This place might have been heaven.
I was wrong. It wasn't my place to talk about trying hard. After all, I'd never put all my all into anything when I was alive. I was trying to justify not trying hard by treating other people like they were stupid. I acted like I was better without doing the effort. No, I was the one who couldn't do anything. I held other people back. I could only put those who tried to move forward down.
I'm the stupid one.
I liked feeling superior. It felt good to look down on others. This made me feel strong. I also didn't mind getting attention. I put too much faith in my beauty and charm and had begun to think I was special. I thought I could get away with anything. I had developed that endless sea of self-centeredness within myself. How pitiful was I from other people's eyes? It was without a doubt that it was myself that had denied living forever in the castle of heaven. It was my choice to step in the forest of hell. I thought I'd get forgiveness here, but I guess it would be the same no matter where I go. The words, "You get what you deserve," fitted me perfectly at the time. You thought so too, did you, Sima?
Weird. Why? I never thought flowers were so pretty before. Do things really change this much when you're on the death's door?
I want to see Sima. If I could just see her. I wanted to at least say sorry. I knew I couldn't see her anymore. I knew my wish wouldn't be granted. You always tried your best. Sorry I put you down for that.
Sorry.
And I guess she ascends now. Anyway, time to end the episode. Next chapter tomorrow. Hope to see you there. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.